Hello YouTube and universe, and welcome to Scarstone Productions. I'm your host Morro, here to bring you everything new on your favorite brands and more. And today we'll be taking a look at some new reveals for Transformers Studio series. But before we begin, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification so you don't miss another video like this. Because maybe a small click for you guys, but it's a big help for me and the channel. Thank you, and without further ado, let's begin. Today, we'll be taking a look at the new Transformers Studios series TFOne Deluxe Class Bumblebee and Elita 1. Now, these will go up on pre-order on Hasbro Pulse and all other retails on September 17th, which is actually Transformers Day now. And the reason it's Transformers Day is because the original G1 cartoon aired on 1984, September 17th. Now, that's enough about the nitty-gritty of it all. Let's talk about these figures. Starting off, we have B127/Bumblebee. Yes, I'm saying B127 because that's what he's actually called in the movie. Now, I have to say, it looks pretty good. The only thing I really don't like about it is how the chest looked, because in the movie, he's supposed to look a little slender, but with this, it looks like he's been working out for the past couple years. But other than that, the only other thing I find terrible about this figure is all the kibble around it. But other than that, it seems to be pretty good. And from the way it looks, it's pretty articulate as well, because on the feet, you can see it has ankle joints, and all in all, it seems to be up to modern standards. The only thing I don't really like about it is that the hands don't have any swivels, which would make sense if it actually incorporates to the transformation. But if the mainline figure doesn't need that much kibble for the arms, I don't see why the Studio Series, the toy line that's actually made for collectors, needs kibble on the arms as well. But I digress. At least it doesn't have those gaping holes like the mainline figure had to incorporate its transformation. Now, moving on, we have the accessories for Bumblebee. First up, he comes with two arm cannons that have knives on them, so he can have his knife hands, but it seems to be molded in one single piece. I wish they would have made it two separate pieces, so you could also have the knife hands on him regularly as well. Because we see in the trailer and all other scenes that happen with his knife hands, he just uses the knife hands for the most part. He doesn't use the arm cannons. But other than that, it's okay. For the next accessory, he comes with one of those blasters we see multiple times that the Viacon troops have. And we also see Elita use that as well, which plays into what one of her accessories are. Now, this blaster is casted in complete black plastic, so it doesn't have any colors in, which is okay because I can tell most of it went to his actual weapons, but it would have been nice if it was painted as well. Now, let's move to the next part of the figure. We have its vehicle mode. Now, I have to say, the vehicle mode looks amazing from what I can tell. Even though it's not a full render, it just looks amazing and screen accurate as well. But since it has pins on the wheels, I don't think we'll be able to recreate the whole, oh, I don't have no wheels scene, which had to be one of my favorite parts from the first trailer. And one thing I do like is you can't see any robot parts on it, because that was my biggest complaint from the Optimus Prime that came from Transformers 1. Not the mainline, I mean the Studio Series version. And all in all, it looks pretty good. And for weapon storage, yes, it's the basic, the weapon goes on top of the vehicle. But hey, where else are they going to put it on a Cybertronian vehicle mode? Moving on to the next one, we have Elita 1. Now, we originally heard about Elita 1 from listings from JT Prime, who gives us some of the best listings that are always accurate. So kudos to him for that. Now, this has to be the best Elita figure we have so far, because the other ones, they are really low quality. Because the only, one we can actually buy right now is that little Rock'em Sock'em one. And the other one is just from a Burger King meal. So, yes, this will probably be the best Elita 1 from Transformers 1 you'll get. Now, personally for me, I kind of like how it looks. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a ton of kibble that I feel like, personally, that could be put somewhere else. But hey, it still looks pretty good. And it looks like it has a ton of articulation to it, so that can't be a downside. Though it does not have any good hands. It's basically molded into, the arms. And I understand that so it can actually turn into a bike, but still, it doesn't really look that good when it comes to that. Now, Is it just me, or do some of the traits from this remind you of the Legacy RC that came out a while ago? Now, personally, I never got that figure. I only got the Road Rocket and the Flame Wars. But I like those figures, so I'll probably like this one too. Now, moving on to the accessory it comes with. Of course, as I said for the Bumblebee, it comes with that blaster that she steals from one of the Viacon troops. And yes, I love how this one looks since it's actually painted. And from how it looks, it does look very accurate with the paint on it. So kudos to Hasbro for that. And for the second accessory, she comes with a jetpack, which are going to be used a lot during the first half of the movie since that's how the miners travel around the mines. Now, we can't really see the jetpack based on these photos, but it's those little white things that are poking out from her back, which means it must have a 5mm port. So if any of your figures have 5mm ports on the back, you can just place the jetpack on them, which is pretty cool. So I might have to get multiple of these so I can have multiple jetpacks. Now that's it for the accessories for Elita. Let's move on to her vehicle mode. And I have to say, they really translated what she looked like in the movie very well, because this looks very accurate to her vehicle mode in the movie. Man, I wish I had this figure already, because right now, I'm working on remaking the trailer for Transformers 1, so this would have been perfect to have for it. Anyway, I have to say, I just like how this looks, and I would recommend it if it was just for this vehicle mode. Now, for weapon storage in vehicle mode, the gun just sticks on its side, which annoys me so much on how that's the go-to whenever it comes to weapon storage on Cybertronian vehicle modes, or sometimes even Earth vehicle modes. While for the jetpack, it goes on the back wheel, which kind of looks interesting to me because it kind of looks like it's going to be holding it up like a stand, which, not going to lie, that's a pretty smart idea. And that's it for Elita. And I'd say I like how both of these look. They look really cool. Now again, they will be up on pre-order on September 17th at 1 p.m. And all in all, I'd say I really love how these two figures look. Even though they look a little kibbly on certain areas, they still look good enough to be in your collection. And I would have to say, I would recommend buying these as soon as they come out, so they can go with your Optimus Prime and Megatron that recently came out. Now that's it for that stuff. Hopefully during Hasbro PostCon, which is September 13th this year, we actually get to see more stuff that's actually going to be in Transformers 1, like the Voyager Class Sentinel Prime that was in the leaks, because I would love to get a figure that size class. Anyway, that's it for the video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed, and make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification so you don't miss another video like this. And comment down below which of the two you like the most. And if that's it, that's a wrap. Fade to black.